Hi folks, McSquirgle here, and today I am doing a Sisal rope edge retention test on Buck's 420 HC stainless steel. It's part of my, series of edge retention testing, many steels, different knives from different companies. I wanted to try this out because I hold Buck in high regard. I hold their steel that they use in high regard because I know that they treat it properly. If you're gonna get a knife in 420 HC, really the best to get it from would be from Buck because they know what they're doing with this particular steel. The thing is, the steel's it's not very great. It's really pretty basic. It's just a moderate amount of carbon and some chromium to make it stainless, and not a whole lot of anything else. So it's about as basic as a stainless steel gets. But what makes it good is Buck's heat treating protocol, the Boss heat treat protocol. They really know how to get as much performance as possible out of this steel. So the knife I'm using for it is this, the Alpha Hunter Pro. No, I'm sorry. It's the Alpha Hunter Select, because the Select is the bottom tier series with the 420 HC and injection molded handles, and then there's a mid tier that has S35 VN and rich light handles, and that one comes with a leather sheath. And then there's a top tier one. That one has MagnaCut blade steel and black G10 handles, and that one comes with a Kydex sheath. So the Select series just comes with a nylon sheath. It's actually pretty good. It's got an insert. I don't mind this sheath at all. I think the knife was like $60, $70 or something like that. I'm happy with the knife, but I'm not really reviewing the knife here. What I'm doing is I'm testing the steel. So I'm a big fan of Buck. I've had many of their knives over the years. All of these knives I like. There's something I like about all of them. The Frontiersman is badass. It's fantastic. It's got a full tang, hollow grind, very thick blade. Comes with a good sheath, good leather sheath. It's one of my favorite fixed blades of all time. This is, I think it's called the Omni Hunter. This one's not in 420 HC. This one has 12C27M, which is a modified version of 12C27. It's unique because Buck, I'm pretty sure, is the only company that uses that, or the only company that I'm aware of that uses that particular steel. The Buck Bantam is a great value. It's got a good hollow grind. This wedge, it's a lockback, and it's a little bit more modern styling because it has this pocket clip too than most of Buck's offerings, which are more classic, like this 55 here, which is also a great, very pocketable knife with a thin hollow grind. Yeah. And then this is the Buck Light. It's just a injection molded handle with Buck's 420 HC. All of these are 420 HC, except for the Omni Hunter. That said, I have used and had other knives from Buck with S30V, S45 VN. Now they're working with MagnaCut. So, Buck they're not just stuck in their ways using, less than premium steel offerings, but they still do use the 420 HC. And what I'd like to do is sort of be able to give a score so that people know just how well this steel performs compared to the other steels that I have tested in the past, like HCR13 MOV and AUS 8. And also keep in mind there's more testing to come. I plan to test steels all the way up to including MagnaCut eventually. I'm working my way up there. I'm sort of working on the lower end stuff first, and I'll make my way up little by little. Let me know if there's a steel that you want me to test, by the way. So what I've done is I tested the stock edge of this Alpha Hunter Select first, and I came to a score, a certain number of cuts, and then I resharpened it on my KME to a pretty high polish edge, and retested it after that. So if you'd like, let's check out the results of that. It's actually starting to hang up there. Yeah, okay. The stock edge went for 40 cuts. Okay, so my Sisal rope test, I use this half-inch Sisal rope. Other testers that I've seen out there on YouTube and otherwise, they may use different Sisal rope than mine. So I've seen 3/8-inch Sisal rope. I've seen thicker Sisal rope than the half-inch Sisal rope too. So keep that in mind. The results vary based on that, I would think, because whether the rope is thinner or thicker than other people's rope. Anyway, so the stock edge of the Buck Alpha Hunter Select with the Boss Heat Treated 420 HC, the stock edge scored 40 cuts of the Sisal rope before it would tear paper. And that's about in line what I've seen with the stock edge testing of Buck's 420 HC from other testers. After that, I sharpened it on a KME to a pretty high polish there, pretty refined edge, and retested it at that point. And then it scored 70 cuts of the Sisal rope before it would tear paper. That's also in line with what I've seen with testing Buck's 420 HC with more refined edges like this. So what does that mean? I guess, it didn't score quite as well as other stainless steels, other affordable stainless steels that I've tested, like HCR 13 MOV, which scored, I think, 280 cuts, and AUS 8, which scored 350 cuts. But it's also a less complex steel. There's less going on with it. It's a little more basic than those other stainless steels. So it's not unexpected that it scored so low on the test. However, I don't think that really changes my opinion much of Buck and the steel in particular, because at least if they're using that steel, they're getting as much performance out of it as possible, because the testing that I've seen shows that other people or other companies that use the same steel really do not get as high or as good of results as Buck seems to get out of that same steel. Like Case uses their True Sharp stainless, which is identical to 420HC. It's made of exactly the same things, even though Case calls it True Sharp. It's the same steel. Leatherman also uses 420HC. I've seen Gerber use 420HC, and the testing that I've seen from those knives do not seem to. It shows that they do not seem to perform as well as Buck's 420HC. So, keep that in mind, I guess, if you're looking into purchasing a Buck knife with 420HC. It's just not something that's going to have a lot of edge retention, a lot of wear resistance. What I will say that's good about this steel, though, is after I tested the refined edge and got the 70 cuts on the Sisal rope test, after I did that, it only took like 2 or 3 passes over a strop, and it's as good as new. This steel is remarkable. It's remarkable how easy it is to maintain. Yeah, so it's already cutting really well again. I have not resharpened it since after that the Sisal rope test on that got 70 cuts after sharpening it on the KME. I have not sharpened it since then. And it's already cutting paper again just from a couple passes on a strop. So it's a very easy to maintain steel. It responds really well to a strop. It's very easy to sharpen. This stuff is also very stainless, and it's also really tough. And I don't think that it gets enough. I don't think Buck and Buck's 420HC gets enough attention for that, because it's really good in every way, except edge retention. So it seems anyway. But that concludes my test of Buck's 420HC. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any ideas of what I should test next, please let me know down in the comments, or talk to me on Instagram at McSquirgle. Yeah, thanks for watching.